Hey guys, I have a message today. I'm going to start with a little story time and how this message came to me and why I'm sharing it. I think it's a beautiful message for believers. So, my son is sick, one of my sons, and he stayed home today. As I drove home, I sat in the car on the phone with my mom for a bit, as I usually do before I'm ready to go inside. I had told my son I was going to stop at the store to get some stuff so I could make him a soup. As I was on the phone in the car outside of my house, I noticed that my son was walking over to the car. I hung up the phone, I got out, had him help me with the bags, take him inside. And I asked him, "How did you know I was here? Did you hear our dog Knox? Was he barking?" He said, "No, I sensed you." And I thought, oh. We walk in the house, we're setting the things down, and I kind of laughed, and he said, "Mom, you laugh, but I'm serious." And as I thought about it, I realized what he meant. That son has a sensitivity. He has discernment, he has a sensitivity, he's seeing things, he's sensed things in the spirit. It's been a while since we've talked about that, him and I. But I realized when he said he sensed me, and he always does, it warmed my heart. It made me realize that it wasn't just a surface level thing. I'm his mom. He knows me very well. He knows my presence. Through our connection, through our relationship, he can tell the difference between me and someone else. It reminds me, if you guys have ever seen online, sometimes people do experiments where they blindfold the kids and they put all the different moms in a line and they have the kids go to the mom to see if they would recognize the parent. It reminded me of that, and it really warmed my heart. I thought, wow, my son does know me. I had kind of forgotten that he's a sensitive boy, that he can sense things in the spirit. And it didn't shock me, but it was refreshing, and it made me think about us as children of God, sensing and understanding his presence, knowing who he is, what his voice sounds like when he steps into a place, when we feel him come closer. We're familiar. And further than that, it helped me to realize it's the reason my son does know that and can sense me is because we are constantly together. If we hardly saw each other, I would be shocked if he can sense me. So as I went into my quiet time, I was just thanking Jesus for that moment and the glimpse into what that meant in the spirit, what that actually was a representation of. I want to share some of the things that I wrote down today, and also what God gave me as a message that I'm going to share as well. I wrote, Aiden senses my presence when I'm near. I'm familiar to him. He knows me. He knows me through relationship. He has come to sense my presence over time and recognize me as his comfort, as home, and who I am to him. I'm his mom. I'm his parent. It made me realize the parallel, like I said, of the relationship between a child and a parent. I realized that we have the same access and invitation to relationship with Jesus. Over time, as we seek him, we come to know him. and we begin to sense his presence. His voice is familiar to us. It's that closeness that we experience. Jesus in our life is a gift to us. He gives us access to him in that way. There's so much found in Jesus. I got the phrase, if only we would turn our face to see. The tense that I heard it was, turn your face to see. But because I know it wasn't just for me, this message felt like it was for his children. If you would only turn your face to see. And I looked into that. And I read this. Job 22:26 says, for then you will delight yourself in the Almighty and lift up your face to God. I was just filled with gratitude for this message. It showed me and reminded me of the access that we have to Jesus. What a blessing he is. And how he meets our every need. As I wrote and journaled and spent time with him, I felt him say, take your time. And then I saw a picture or a vision of him laughing in conversation, sitting on a bench with me. But again, this vision that I saw wasn't just for me. It was him showing me what he desires with his children. And then I got this sense of people questioning, how do I start or get back on track? And in that, I felt that it was people who feel like they've either fallen off in their relationship with him, or they want more, but they don't know how to get close to him. How do I start? And then I heard the phrase, get back on track. It's people questioning, wondering, how do I get there? And in response, I felt him say, just start. Stop trying to figure it out. I felt him lead me into these things. It's not a formula. There's no steps 1, 2, and 3. Don't approach it like a plan. And that word plan was highlighted to me. We often try to plan for things, making sure that we're prepared and have weighed the costs. I felt the sense of someone or people who want to get there and they're trying to figure out, how do I do that? Because in their life, they're calculated. Things have to make sense for them before they can move. And it's not a bad thing. It's just how they operate. They move when they feel comfortable and secure that they've covered their bases and now they're prepared. But I felt the Spirit say, that's not the way. It's a relationship. It's day by day getting to know one another. I felt him say, building trust, building a solid ground. And then I heard the word thrive, then built to last. Again, I saw laughing and enjoying each other's company and relationship. That was really sweet and special, because it's one thing to think about talking to him and spending that one-on-one time, but to see him laugh, it was a joyous laugh. It was the type of laugh that you imagine when you have a really good time with one of your best friends and you guys just get each other. You're just enjoying each other's company. Going back to what I felt him say, we often try to plan for things, making sure we're prepared and have weighed the costs. He said, this takes from the deep personal connection that he desires. It's not a task. And this really stayed with me. He said, it hurts him when we approach that relationship in that way, thinking that we have to make a plan of how to get to him or or be confident or structure things a certain way just to be with him. It hurts him because he's telling us we have that access. We don't need to prepare ourselves to come to him. Jesus already did everything for us to come to him. We don't have to prepare or clean ourselves to come to him. And then I saw a vending machine. And I got the sense that he showed me this because we take quick snacks from a vending machine and then we go about our way. It's not a restaurant. It's not fine dining when we get something from a vending machine. It's about convenience. It's not nutritious. When we go to a vending machine, it's just a quick access. He said there's no quick fix. And then I heard the words, honor me and obey me. And then I heard the phrase, if you do what I say, you are my children. And I questioned, that sounds familiar, and it's not verbatim, I know. But I asked him, Jesus, is this a verse that sounds familiar? And so I went to go look. And in John 15:14 it says, you are my friends if you do what I command you. That's spoken by Jesus, and it links friendship with him or obedience to his commands. And then John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commands. This voice is also from Jesus, and it connects loving him to obeying his commands, which is a foundational principle for followers' relationship with him. The reason I was so excited to share this message today was because I talked to my husband after I got this message. I had just finished writing this and we talked about it. And he opened up to me and told me where he was. And I realized that this is a lot of us. This is the way a lot of us approach him. We say, God, I want to get closer to you. But how? What do I do? He says, just start. You don't need to figure things out. You don't need to prepare. You don't need to have a perfect setup to come and be with me. It's about relationship. It's about the day-to-day. It's about the moments. Going back to that vision that he gave me of him laughing. He was sitting on a bench with me. And again, that vision wasn't just for me. He showed me that as a representation of what he desires with his children, that one-on-one time. Just start. If you've been feeling like you need to prepare yourself just to come be with him, if you've been feeling like you have to show up a certain way with him, he's telling you, you don't. Just come to me. I'm so happy to be with you. I want to be with you. I really hope that this message touches the people it needs to touch and encourages them to just start. To stop looking at him as a formula. To stop approaching him in the wrong way. He's rerouting you to his heart. To the point. I hope this blesses you, and I'll see you next time.